So how did you celebrate the Chinese New Year?
So the Chinese New Year, the Chinese New Year is you get everything done before the day. And then on the day, you don't do anything but things you really want to do. You don't cook, you don't clean unless you want to. You don't do any of that. So I've been cleaning for 2 months, like literally my garage, like made myself some goals. And then for the party, decided to do $20 each. We'd order out, we'd pick it up, but we just sit down and have this nice dinner because it was going to be a smaller group this year. And then I get red envelopes with a coin in it. I give everybody like a trinket or something, like their animal sign, maybe. We had some party like favors, and we just sat down and had this great time. Everybody brought what they wanted to drink. So it didn't cost me. It cost me a little bit extra this time because we ordered from a really nice place. But it was so great just to sit down and have dinner and pray and give, acknowledgement to Gary that he's not here, and just, wish he was. And we made Sarah and I made like a fire, above my fireplace, we hung pictures of him. Just to remind everybody. But a lot of people that were there really didn't know Gary well enough. A lot of my friends couldn't make it. So we did. It was fun. And we just partied. So everybody left. They're supposed to do a cure with me at midnight. I do a transcendental cure from my master Lin that I got years ago. It's actually a sacred cure. And I get it all ready. And then everybody's like, I gotta go. I'm like, you have to go. You can't stay till midnight? No, Lisa, I got school. No, I gotta work. No, I gotta help my mom move. And I'm like, okay, hold on. I put all the cures in the bag and I tell them what to do with it. And I hand everybody a goodie bag as they're leaving, tell them what to do. And then it was just Jesse, Sarah, and I left to do the cure at midnight. Like it was perfect because I really like Jesse's energy, and Sarah and I, kind of hard on her last little while because my brain's been stressed. And it was just nice just to have her and Jesse and go do the cure ourselves and then party on.
And then run through the streets and create mayhem.
Yeah, so we were like, it was fun, super fun.
I would have liked to be a cameraman on that one.
Oh, I wish somebody could catch footage of us. I actually got cigars and we're like smoking cigars. I had like the best gin. I had a $50 bottle of wine that I only shared with Jessie. She shows up with, here's my $20. Here's some sake. Here's some wine for myself. And here's an extra bottle that I keep moving around from party to party. I don't know if it's any good, but I brought it. And I'm like, awesome. Thank you. So I shared with her my $50 bottle of wine and my $50 bottle of gin. And we went to town. She must have had like 4 or 5 of those energy drinks. Like we were, plus pot, we were higher than kites, man. Just woo! Phoning people at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, you there? Like nobody would pick up except for my sister. Like phoning everybody.
Wendy picked up?
Yeah, Wendy, because if she's up, she keeps her phone on. And she goes, I said, were you sleeping? She goes, yeah, but I forgot to turn my phone off. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, but Happy New Year. I hope you're not hungover tomorrow, Lisa. I'm like, no way, man. I got tuning forks. So I literally went to bed at 4:30 and got up at 7.
Hey.
Tired.
Holy shit.
Because I wanted to be on John's call, and all of a sudden I set my alarm so I wouldn't forget. And all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck? My alarm's going off at 7 o'clock. What? So I just made a coffee and hung out and got on the call, and I was so grateful that I made it happen.
How many people are on that call?
Like 300 all around the world.
300.
He has a really good following, and they're quality people, like people that want to invest in relationship knowledge and being mastery, like having some mastery over love.
What was his main message?
It was your heart to, let's say you and we're married and we're having an argument, and I want to like download on you. Elijah, you fucking loser, you didn't fill up my tire and blah, you're blah. John said, now you're abusing the masculine, because his nervous system can't handle that. If he could handle that and he was just like, yes, Lisa, I know. And he was just present with you, that'd be one thing. But if he's like, fuck, like, okay. He goes, then you're being abusive, because now you're saying that your nervous system is more important than your partner's, which is interesting. And he said, what you need to do is take your heart and keep opening it and still be mad. If you can be angry with your heart open, and he gave us a practice to take your heart, like take your partner's heart and put it in your palm and just hold their heart while you're talking to them. He says it shifts everything. Because now it's you, consciousness, heart, openness, the universe, universal love, whatever. And I'm like, that's good. Those changes things when you try to widen your heart and be in your stuff.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah. It was awesome.
But what about the like, to me, there's sort of different levels of let's say expression of anger, and some can be like the little daily things, maybe if it's as bad as that, or sort of like once or twice a season you blow up.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No, he says abusive. It doesn't matter, because that, he goes, those are childhood wounds. Those wounds that are coming out, which is underneath the anger, really is sad, grief, apathy, whatever it is actually the childhood wound coming out saying, you're not paying attention to me. You're not loving me the way I want to be loved. You're not, it's really, he said it's a wound. And we all have them. That's why they come up in relationships, so we can learn to work through our wounds. And so he gave us a practice where we sat there and we opened our heart, open, and then go into a situation where somebody you wanted to get mad or cry or whatever. And he says, if you do, that detail becomes so small in the vastness of your heart, you'll treat the situation differently. And so I just replayed a situation with Doug when he didn't hug me the other day. I really wanted him to hug me because I was so sad when Gary died and I showed up at his house. And I just wanted him to I just wanted him to hold me and just say, Lisa, like, sorry, your friend died. Like but he can't, right? But I was holding him to that, like, can't you see me? Can you see that I'm in pain? Can you see my heart? Can't you see me? Because that's my wound, that I'm not seen. I'm not really, like deeply seen, because I'm a deep person. You see me. That's why, like, you hold more depth and more consciousness for me than any man that I know, period, hands down, Elijah. And that's why for me, we have these epic calls, because you give me this huge amount of space and gratitude and consciousness for me to just go, "Bleh," right? And I just wanted Doug to do that. And then I realized that he just can't. He can't see me. It hurts for him to acknowledge, like, whatever it is. He would probably not even see it, maybe, or see it, but not want to acknowledge like pain or suffering.
What I find with, just as you were speaking, I was putting attention on my heart and thinking normally I wouldn't do that. And in anger, I definitely wouldn't do that, because I've lost control. I'm now in the pattern.
Yeah.
And I think that, the instant attention shift to the heart, if you can do it, is the pattern breaker. Just that alone, let alone what happens then when you listen with the heart or speak with the heart. So that's great medicine.
Well, the picture of like holding like where you're talking to your partner, like holding their heart in your hand and stroking it. He says you just stroking their heart. Like, that image for me was like powerful. To be able to, like, if I could use that as a trigger, like I'm want to get mad at Doug, and then I just hold his heart, and then I just go right back to when he was a little boy and his dad didn't see him, and his dad ignored him and didn't take him to the baseball game and didn't let him play sports with him, like, just never showed up for him, right? And these 4 sisters they're getting clothes made and going to dance, and here's Doug, the oldest son, is like by himself, delivering telegrams at 12, sitting and having coffee at 6 a.m, watching all the men in white shirts, smoke, and like that's what he's been smoking since he was 14 years old, because that's what men did. He went to work, and he wanted to be a part of his dad was really good at working, and Doug's really good at working. He's like masterful at it. He just, where's the balance though? Where's the, hey, I see you. Let me put my phone down for 10 minutes and I'll just be with you. So if I hold Doug's heart and just go, yep, there's that boy. I know that boy. And then there's also me, is like, hey, Doug, I'm just really sad right now, and I need a hug. I really could use a hug from you, because your energy is like all earth and stone, and I just need a hug from you to ground me right now. Can I have a hug? That's what I haven't practiced, is asking Doug for what I need. I'll ask him for money. Hey, Doug, I need $1,000. I messed up my banking. Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, you didn't put the $1,000 in my bank account. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Well, my thing was declined, dude. Like, oh, sorry, I'll do it right now. And that's what I'm learning. I'm trying to teach Sarah to ask her dad, like tell her dad how she feels, that her heart hurts right now. Because he's going back to Brussels and he hasn't taken Sarah anywhere in like probably 4 years. And he's gone, Peggy's come here, he's taking her to Banff, done romantic weekends. And it's like he's bought clothes for her. He cooks like sourdough bread online with another lady, but he won't bake with Sarah. And I said, Sarah, you have to let your dad know that. Absolutely have to let the masculine know, like, I get it, that's your love relationship, but my heart as a little girl, I'm hurt. Can you spend some time with me, Dad? I'd like to go on a trip with you, Dad. Am I too young or what? Like, what is it? Like, I want to go on a trip with you. So what if he dies? What if he does a Gary Zito and literally has a heart attack and Sarah never got to communicate and he never got to go on a really cool daughter father trip? Not that I think he's going to die because his health, like his energy is pretty darn good, but I really want Sarah to master this because that's what we do. We just get mad and then we build up these layers of the masculine. Then pretty soon it's like, fuck you, masculine, right? Dad, fuck you. You know, he's like, what's Sarah's problem? Oh, you know, girls. When really it's these layers of her heart being hurt and not communicating these little lines. And I know she's scared too because she wants love. She doesn't want to be not loved. That's why we try to express ourselves in this house, even if I get angry. I'm like, sorry, Sarah, I was offside. Sorry. Like, hey, Mom. But I said, just ask her what you want, ask her what you need. And then she's gonna have a good nervous system because I'm like bouncing off walls and trying to do what John, you know, mental note, don't abuse my daughter's nervous system, basically.
Maybe you need a symbolic, maybe representation of each other's hearts. You could carry it around or place it places or put it on an altar and say, Mommy, can you pick up my heart right now?
You know what, that metaphor, Elijah, honestly, so what happened is Darren had given me a little sponge heart and he put his cologne on it and he wore it in his pocket. We'd do these things with rocks. I'd hold a rock in my pocket, get my energy, and then I'd give him the rock and then he would feel connected to me. And so one time he found this little mesh heart, put some cologne on it, or gave it to me. And I remember him giving it to me. Now it was in Sarah's room. I was fixing her window and I'm taking everything out and I see this little heart. And I'm like, that's my heart. Like Darren gave that to me. But I can't remember. I might have given it to her. I might have got mad and given it to her. I can't remember. So I take the heart without telling her. This is sneaky girls, right? I take the heart and I put it in my room and put it down on my altar. She comes walking in the room and she's like, hey, that's my heart. And I'm like, uh-oh. I said, no, it's my heart. She goes, no, I'm pretty sure Darren gave it to me. And I lost it. I literally like yelled. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's not your fucking heart. It's my boyfriend. You understand? It was my boyfriend. It was a sexual thing. It was in his pants. You understand? He was no way would have given it to you. But I can't remember, like maybe I gave it to her after that. But she's like, I'm pretty sure. And then I lost it. She left the room. And now I'm trying to like breathe, like Lisa, just, Dad, you got to get to work. Just go to work. So as I'm leaving, I said, I'll be back at 5. Because can I have a hug? I'm like, not from you right now. I leave. And I don't phone her. I'm so mad. But guess what? When I got home, she apologized and said, Mom, I'm sorry. You're right. That was yours and Darren's. I shouldn't have done that. And it could have been right or wrong. It doesn't really matter. I was probably wrong. I probably did give it to her at some point, or maybe I got mad. But now, and then I remembered how my mom felt when I would hit on her boyfriends, like not meaningly, meaning I meant like when I was 10 and infatuated, or when I was 24 and he was paying off attention to me and going, you're so smart. And I've got some books for you. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Meanwhile, my mom's like, that, you cunt. She's like, get out of here. And I'm like, it's not my mom. And now I get why. She was going, Tiger, back the fuck away. Like she caught it. Like my mom was in the perfect energy of like, oh no, you don't. Like, it doesn't matter if it was innocent. I wasn't trying to date her old, ugly boyfriend. It was just, I was doing my flirting, like, oh, you're paying attention to me. My mom was so awesome. She knew exactly what was going on. So now I'm seeing it in Sarah, which is like, oh, that's good reflection. And I forgot to tell Sarah, I'm not over Darren yet. It's been a year and I'm still got little strands of our relationship that are, and I just wanted that heart for my altar just to connect. I actually put it beside 2 hearts because it really was going to be 3 of us, like a partner and Sarah, like 3, not 2, but Sarah was actually that heart. Pretty, lots of shit happened in the last 48 hours.